right, so you know how we like to just dive deep into some fascinating stuff?
Yeah.
And today I thought we could tackle something that I think a lot of people are curious about.
Oh, yeah.
Acupuncture for headaches.
Uh-huh.
And specifically, we're going to be looking at Kim Acupuncture and some of their success stories.
Okay, cool.
You know, whether you deal with headaches yourself or, you know, someone who does, I think this will be a really interesting deep dive for you.
For sure.
So we've got a few different sources today. We've got some research articles. We've got some info from Johns Hopkins Medicine,
Okay.
Kim Acupuncture's website, and even a fun little YouTube video.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me how many people just kind of live with headaches as if they're just a normal part of life, you know?
Yeah.
When there are actually options out there like acupuncture that can really make a difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So before we get to those success stories, let's back up a little bit and just talk about the basics.
Okay.
Like, what is acupuncture really? You know, we've all heard of it. Ancient Chinese practice, tiny needles, specific points on the body.
Right.
How does that actually help with a headache?
Yeah, so it's definitely not just sticking needles randomly anywhere.
Right.
The traditional Chinese medicine view is that it's about balancing energy flow, or what they call qi, in the body.
But
Modern research is suggesting that it actually stimulates nerves and triggers the release of those natural pain relievers that we have, like endorphins and things like that.
interesting.
And it may even impact the immune and circulatory systems, which could also play a role in headache relief.
So it's not just some fringe idea then.
Right. No, not.
I mean, we're seeing some pretty big institutions like Johns Hopkins Medicine and the National Institute for Health and Care Excellence actually acknowledge acupuncture as a potential treatment option,
Yeah.
particularly for things like chronic tension headaches and migraines.
That's right. And in some cases, research even suggests that it can be more effective than conventional treatments like prescription medications. And oftentimes with fewer side effects, which is huge when you think about the downsides of using medication long term.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
Okay, but let's be honest. Needles can sound a little intimidating.
sure.
Is it painful? Is it safe? Do you have to be like super into alternative medicine for it to work?
Yeah, let's clear up some of those myths. First of all, acupuncture really shouldn't be painful. A skilled practitioner is going to make sure that you're comfortable, and those needles are super thin.
Okay.
Like hair thin, and as long as it's being performed by a licensed acupuncturist using sterile needles, it's generally very safe.
Gotcha.
And as far as who it's for, acupuncture is really for anyone who's seeking a more holistic approach to pain relief.
Right.
You know, you don't have to subscribe to any particular belief system.
Right.
A lot of people who were initially skeptical end up finding real relief through acupuncture.
It's about results, not labels, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so before we jump into those success stories, let's talk about different headache types for a second.
Okay.
We've got tension headaches, which I think are the most common. Then you've got migraines with like the aura and all that.
Right.
And then the really intense ones, those cluster headaches.
Yeah, those are no joke.
So how do those differ, and why is it important to distinguish between them?
Yeah, so it's key to understand the differences because the type of headache you have can really influence the treatment approach.
That makes sense.
Johns Hopkins actually has some really great descriptions that kind of help paint a clearer picture of each type.
Oh, perfect.
They describe tension headaches as feeling like a tight band or a vice is squeezing your head.
Ooh, yeah.
And then migraines often involve that throbbing pain, usually on one side, often with nausea sensitivity to light and sound, and sometimes even visual disturbances.
Oh, man.
And then cluster headaches, like you said, they're known for that really intense piercing pain, usually focused around one eye,
Oof.
and they can be incredibly debilitating.
Okay, wow, those all sound awful.
Yeah,
But the good news is acupuncture seems to have potential for all those types.
it does.
Speaking of exciting stuff, let's get to the heart of it. Does acupuncture really work?
Let's do it.
And to answer that, we're going to look at some real-life success stories from Kim Acupuncture.
Okay.
This is a clinic that really specializes in headache treatment, and their website is full of these inspiring patient testimonials.
I think what's really interesting about these cases is how they highlight the personalized nature of acupuncture treatment.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Kim, who's the practitioner at Kim Acupuncture, doesn't just treat the headache itself, but really focuses on finding the root cause of the pain, which can be very different for each person.
So it's kind of like detective work for headaches.
Exactly.
I like that.
Huh.
Okay, well, let's meet some of these folks who found relief through acupuncture at Kim Acupuncture.
Sounds good.
First up, we've got Christina, who suffered from cervicogenic headaches, meaning the pain originated in her neck,
Okay.
and also dealt with neck pain.
Gotcha.
Amazingly, after just 5 sessions, her headaches were completely gone.
Wow, that's amazing.
Right.
It's remarkable how quickly some people respond to treatment. And we see a similar story with Samuel, who also had cervicogenic headaches and experienced a full recovery after just 7 sessions.
Wow.
So it really shows you how acupuncture can address those underlying musculoskeletal issues that can contribute to headaches.
Yeah.
It's not always just about the head itself.
Right. Okay, now let's talk about Ixchel.
Okay.
She had chronic tension headaches initially triggered by stress, but thanks to weekly acupuncture treatments, they are completely gone.
That's fantastic.
Do you imagine how life-changing that must be?
Oh, absolutely. It's a great example of how acupuncture can help regulate the body's response to stress, which is often a huge factor in tension headaches.
Right.
And you know what's interesting? Even though Ixchel's headaches initially came back because of some stress, the treatments ultimately helped her break free from that cycle of pain.
That's great.
Yeah.
This next one is really incredible.
Okay.
Maria had severe post-surgical headaches after a neck disc surgery.
Oh, wow.
Talk about adding insult to injury. But she was completely healed in just 2 weeks of acupuncture treatments. That's amazing.
That is amazing. It's a great example of how acupuncture can be used to manage pain after surgery and promote healing.
Yeah.
And, you know, it offers a really safe and effective alternative to relying solely on pain medication, which we know can have its own issues.
Absolutely. Then there's Adrienne, who had debilitating headaches caused by vertigo. Through Dr. Kim's acupuncture treatments, the vertigo was addressed, and Adrienne is now headache-free.
That's so interesting.
It really shows you how interconnected the body is, and how acupuncture can have this ripple effect, addressing multiple issues at once.
Right. It's a key takeaway here. Acupuncture isn't just about sticking needles in your head. It's about understanding the whole body and finding those underlying imbalances that are contributing to the headache.
I see.
Sometimes the solution lies in treating a seemingly unrelated condition like Adrienne's vertigo.
Fascinating.
Okay.
Okay, let's hear a few more.
Okay.
Carla developed migraines after a car accident.
Oh, wow.
Through post-accident acupuncture care focused on restoring energy and improving circulation, she found significant relief.
This highlights how acupuncture can really aid pain management and recovery after trauma. That focus on restoring energy flow and circulation is crucial in these cases because after an accident, the body's systems can really be thrown out of whack.
Makes sense. Next, we have Melody, who initially sought treatment for stress-induced headaches.
Yeah.
Now, with bi-weekly sessions for overall wellness and energy circulation, she no longer suffers from headaches and has embraced a healthier lifestyle.
What I find really interesting about that one is that Melody continued with acupuncture even after her headaches were gone.
Really?
Yeah, using it more as a preventative measure and for overall wellness.
Wow.
It really speaks to acupuncture's potential not only to treat existing conditions, but also to maintain health and prevent future problems.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we have Paul, who came to Dr. Kim with sinusitis headaches. His treatments focused on sinus health and allergy relief, leading to excellent results.
This just demonstrates how acupuncture can be targeted to very specific areas of the body.
Right.
You know, addressing those underlying conditions that contribute to headaches.
We're specific.
In Paul's case, by focusing on sinus health and allergy relief, Dr. Kim was able to effectively treat his headaches.
So looking at these success stories from Kim Acupuncture, what can we gather?
Well, first, acupuncture can be incredibly effective for all sorts of headaches. And second, it really emphasizes the importance of those personalized treatment plans that target the root cause.
It's amazing how diverse these cases are, yet they all found relief through acupuncture.
It's true. And these cases really just highlight the individualized nature of acupuncture treatment. What works for one person might not work for another.
Yeah, of course.
Each person's body is unique, and that's why finding a skilled acupuncturist who will take the time to understand your individual needs and create a tailored treatment plan is so crucial.
Speaking of different approaches,
Yeah.
how does acupuncture compare to conventional headache treatments like medication?
Oh, that's a good question.
Are we talking apples and oranges here, or is there some
Yeah.
overlap?
Well, they definitely work in different ways. Conventional treatments like over-the-counter pain relievers or migraine-specific medications, you know, they primarily aim to just block pain signals or reduce inflammation.
Okay.
So they're really going after the symptoms. But as we've seen with these success stories, acupuncture takes more of a holistic approach,
Right.
aiming to restore balance in the body's systems and address those underlying causes.
So it's not just masking the pain, it's trying to fix what's causing it in the first place.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense. But are there downsides to either approach?
Well, both have their pros and cons. Medication can definitely offer that quick relief, but it often comes with side effects, and long-term use can actually lead to rebound headaches or even medication overuse headaches.
So you're basically trading one headache for another.
Yeah, not ideal. Acupuncture, on the other hand, generally has fewer side effects and can provide more lasting relief, but it might take a few sessions to see those results.
Okay.
And it's important to remember that it's not a magic bullet. It works best when it's integrated with a healthy lifestyle, stress management techniques, and if needed, conventional medical treatments as well.
So it's more about finding the right combination that works for you, not necessarily choosing one over the other.
Exactly. It's about having options and empowering yourself to take control of your headache health.
I love that headache empowerment.
There you go.
Okay, before we wrap things up, I found this fun little video on Kim Acupuncture's YouTube channel
Oh, yeah.
that I wanted to share. It's called Headache Hacks. Acupuncture unveiled in 60 seconds.
I saw that one.
It's super informative, but also really lighthearted and engaging. It's kind of like acupuncture meets TikTok.
Yeah, they did a good job with that one.
Right. They talk about acupuncture being a game changer for headaches,
Yeah.
a migraine ninja, and how it brings Zen vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who wouldn't want a little more Zen in their lives, especially if it means fewer headaches?
It's a great example of how to make acupuncture more approachable and less intimidating, especially for those who might have some preconceived notions about it.
Yeah.
The lighthearted tone and relatable language can really help people see it in a new light.
It definitely makes it seem less mysterious and more like a practical solution for a very real problem.
And that's a really important point because accessibility is key.
Yeah.
Acupuncture should be available to everyone who can benefit from it, regardless of their background or beliefs.
So true. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've explored the basics of acupuncture, busted some myths, talked about different headache types, heard some incredible success stories from Kim Acupuncture, and even compared it to conventional treatments.
It's been a good deep dive.
I hope so. Do these success stories resonate with you? Have we piqued your interest in acupuncture at all?
I hope so. It's always inspiring to see people open to exploring different paths towards wellness.
Me too.
Yeah.
And to leave you with something to think about, if acupuncture can be so effective for physical pain, like headaches, could it also help with emotional or mental stress? Could it be a tool for achieving greater balance and well-being in all aspects of our lives? Something to ponder.
That's a great question and one that's worth exploring further. There's growing evidence suggesting that it can have positive effects on things like mood, anxiety, even sleep quality.
Really?
So it's definitely an area ripe for further research.
Absolutely. And hey, maybe that's a deep dive for another day. Thanks for joining us on this exploration of acupuncture for headaches.
My pleasure.
We hope you've learned something new and maybe even feel inspired to explore acupuncture yourself. Until next time, keep those brains buzzing and those headaches at bay.
As we were going through those success stories from Kim Acupuncture, one thing that really stuck out to me was how many people found relief after trying so many other things that hadn't worked for them.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of those testimonials mention years of struggling with headaches, trying different medications, therapies, lifestyle changes,
Right.
only to find lasting relief with acupuncture.
Yeah.
So it really makes you wonder why acupuncture isn't always considered as like a first-line treatment, you know?
I know, it's a good question. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think there are a few factors at play. One is simply awareness.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people just aren't familiar with acupuncture or how it works.
Right.
So they might not even think of it as an option.
Okay.
Then there's the perception that it's alternative or unconventional,
Right.
which can be a barrier for some people.
Yeah.
And of course, there's the needle factor.
Yeah.
Some people are understandably hesitant about having needles inserted into their body.
Totally. But you hear stories like Maria's, who had those severe post-surgical headaches
Right.
and found complete relief in just 2 weeks of acupuncture.
It's amazing.
It really challenges those preconceived notions.
Absolutely. Those kinds of stories are so powerful because they really show that acupuncture can be a game changer for people who are struggling.
For sure.
And that's what I find so exciting about it. It offers hope and a potential solution where other approaches have failed.
And speaking of hope, another thing that stood out to me was how acupuncture seemed to improve more than just the headaches for some of these people.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like Melody, for example, she initially went for stress-induced headaches, but ended up embracing a healthier lifestyle and finding overall wellness through acupuncture.
Right, and that's the beauty of a holistic approach.
Yeah.
It's not just about addressing the symptom, it's about restoring balance to the whole system.
I see.
So while the focus might be on headache relief, the benefits can extend to other areas of well-being, like stress reduction, improved sleep, increased energy levels.
Right.
It's all interconnected.
So it's like acupuncture is working on multiple levels, addressing both the physical and the mental, emotional aspects of health.
Exactly.
It's almost like hitting a reset button for your whole system.
I like that analogy.
It's not a quick fix, but rather a way to kind of recalibrate and restore harmony to the body and mind.
And the fact that it can be tailored to each individual's needs makes it even more powerful.
Yeah, and as we heard earlier, those personalized treatments seem to be a big part of Dr. Kim's approach at Kim Acupuncture.
For sure. They're not just treating headaches, they're treating people taking the time to really understand the individual and what's going on.
It's like getting to the root of the problem instead of just putting a Band-Aid on it.
Exactly. And that's what makes a good acupuncturist, someone who listens, who asks questions, who takes the whole picture into account.
Makes sense. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty inspired to explore acupuncture myself after diving into all this.
Me too.
And I hope our listeners are feeling the same way. If you're struggling with headaches, whether they're tension headaches, migraines, or something else entirely, acupuncture might be worth considering.
I agree. It's certainly not a one-size-fits-all solution, but for many people, it can be a really powerful tool for finding relief and reclaiming their well-being.
Absolutely.
And who knows, maybe it can even lead to some unexpected positive ripple effects in other areas of your life as well.
That's a great point to end on. So, dear listeners, we encourage you to do your own research, talk to your doctor, and see if acupuncture might be right for you. And hey, if you're in the area, maybe check out Kim Acupuncture.
Yeah, good idea.
Their success stories really speak for themselves.
They do.
It's been a pleasure diving into this topic with you today.
Thanks for having me.
And to our listeners, until next time, keep those brains buzzing and those headaches at bay.